गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, स्टडी विद अपाला इंजीनियरिंग एंड जनरल जियोलॉजी परवीन सिंह बुक। तो हम आज से अपना नया चैप्टर स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, द स्टडी ऑफ रॉक। 12 चैप्टर है। इसमें स्टडी ऑफ रॉक में सबसे पहले इग्नियस रॉकी के बारे में बता रहे हैं कि इंट्रोडक्शन दे रहे हैं। इग्नियस रॉक है, डेफिनेशन उसकी क्या है, कंपोजिशन है, टेक्सचर ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक है, स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक है, फॉर्म्स ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक है, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक एंड फॉर्मेशंस ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट इग्नियस रॉक इंजीनियरिंग इम्पॉर्टेंस। तो introductions, rock have already been defined as natural solid massive aggregates of minerals forming the crust of the earth. The branch of geology deals with various aspects of rock such as their formations and classification and occurrence is called petrology. A thorough grasp of petrology is most essential for a geologist, a civil engineers, a mining engineers, a town planners, and a architect. For the geologist, rock are according to Brain Mayer's scientist name है, and the documents of geology उनकी book है जो कि it is from the study of rock that a geologist understands essential factors about various geological principles, process, and structure operating on or within the crust of the earth. A professional civil engineer has to deal with rocks during most of his work involving designs and constructions of civil engineering projects and such as buildings, roads, highway, tunnels, dams, and reservoirs. For a mining engineer, the rocks forms the primary source of all the minerals wealth he expects to recover from the earth. The term host rock that contain the ore minerals is used very commonly in mining and simply means any types of rock in which the bodies of the ore minerals have formed in abundance. Similarly, a town planner and an architect must be able to assess the nature of the rocks that are going to form the base as well as the environment of the entire constructions they propose of a given area. These professionals must have a very sound knowledge about the inherent properties of different type of rocks because each rock has its own styles of establishing equilibrium with the surroundings environment. It has already been mentioned in chapter 1 that on the basis of their origin, all the rock of the crust are divided into 3 main groups, namely the igneous rock, the sedimentary rock, and the metamorphic rocks. An attempt has been made in the following page to describe the bare essential features of these groups in a systematic manner as possible, beginning in each case with definitions and then passing through composition, texture, structure, classification, mode of formations and occurrence. A few very common rock types from each groups have also been discussed in some details. The subject of petrology is very exhaustive, full of new and difficult terms. It is suggested that the student should make careful repeated attempt to establish familiarity with these names and terms. तो मेरा पर्पस ये है कि आप लोग जो इंग्लिश में सुने तो आपको आगे कंपटीशन एग्जाम में ना हो दिक्कत। सबसे मेरा प्रेशर है कि हाँ आप इंग्लिश में ही समझे क्योंकि ये साइंस है। अगर आप हिंदी पर किसी तरह पहुंच भी गए ना तो आपको लौट के इंग्लिश पे ही आना पड़ेगा। फिर वो यानी कि आप हिंदी जैसे इंग्लिश में से आप पढ़ते हुए हिंदी पे गए तो आपका ये 111 करके 0 से 100 पहुंच जाएगा। लेकिन फिर जब आप कंपटीशन में आएंगे लेवल में तो आप हिंदी में तो पूरा लिख नहीं पाएंगे, उसके वर्ड्स होंगे, आपको दिक्कत करेगा। तो और फिर आप 0 पे आएंगे तो 0 पे आके फिर आप इंग्लिश पे दौड़ेंगे। तो इससे अच्छा आप पहले ही कोशिश करिए इंग्लिश पे ही दौड़िए। चलिए, इग्नियस सो पार्ट ए है इग्नियस रॉक, डेफिनेशन जिसके तहत किया है। ब्रॉडली स्पीकिंग Broadly speaking, all rocks that have formed from an originally hot molten materials through the process of cooling and crystallization may be defined as igneous rock. A very high temperature and a molten state are therefore two very important conditions for the original materials from which the igneous rocks are believed to have been formed. Magma. The hot molten materials occurring naturally below the surface of the earth is called magma. It is called lava when erupted through volcanoes. Igneous rocks are formed both from magma and lava. It may be mentioned here that magma is actually a hypothetical smelt. It has not been possible to see it at its place of occurrence, but it is assumed to get formed at a great depth below the surface due to very high temperature related to a number of causes such as a rise in temperature with the depth and also occurrence of radioactive material. Lava is, however, thoroughly studied materials that has poured out occasionally from volcanoes in many regions of the world again and again. It provides with ample proof of existence of the magma below the surface. Magma or lavas from which igneous rocks are formed may not be entirely a pure melt. It may have a crystalline or solid fractions and also a gaseous fractions thoroughly mixed with it. The solid and gaseous fractions, however, forms only a small part of the magmas or lava, which are predominantly made up of liquid materials. In most cases, magma is believed to be a sufficiently mobile melt. आप तो जान गए होंगे जो हाथ में आप पकड़ते हैं मोबाइल, वो नहीं, मोबाइल का ही अर्थ है कि आप इधर से उधर ले जा सके जो मूवेबल हो. ओके, तो मोबाइल मेल्ट इसलिए कहा गया. इन फैक्ट दिस मोबिलिटी इज वंस इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वालिटी दैट enables it to cool down into igneous rock. This is because magma can exist as a melt as long as the physical and chemical environment surrounding it remain unchanged, but as and when there is a change in one or more of these conditions, example fall in temperature or pressures due to its upwards movement, cooling and crystallization of magma may start and end up with the formation of an igneous rock. Igneous rocks are divided into following three subgroups: volcanic rock, plutonic rock, and hyperbasal rock. Volcanic rock, these are the igneous rocks formed on the surface of the earth by cooling and crystallization of lava erupted from volcanoes. Since the lava cools down at a very fast rate and compared to magma, the grain size of the crystals formed in these rock is very fine, often microscopic. Further cooling of lava may take place on the surface or even underwater of sea and ocean, the latter process being more common. The Deccan Trap of India spread over more than 4 lakh square kilometers in peninsular India provides the best example of volcanic rock. The Panjal Trap in Kashmir, Himalayas provide another example. The basalt of Columbia's plateaus and the Prana plateaus of Brazil are others well-known examples. So plutonic rocks, these are igneous rocks formed at a considerable depth, generally between 7 to 10 km below the surface of the earth. Because of a very slow rate of cooling at these depths, the rocks resulting from magma are coarse grains. These rocks get exposed on the surface of the earth as a consequence of erosions of the overlying stratus. Granite, syenite, and gabbros are a few examples of plutonic rock. They occur in good abundance in both the peninsular and extra-peninsular India. In the latter case, these forms the lower regions of deep Himalayan valleys. Hyperbasal rocks. These igneous rocks are found at intermediate depth, generally up to 2 km below the surface of the earth, and exhibit mixed characteristic of volcanic and plutonic rocks. Porphyries of various, जिसमें पोर मतलब स्पेस हो गई है, of various composition are example of hyperbasal rock. Composition पे आते हैं. Chemical composition, igneous rocks so great variation in chemical composition में बहुत variation है, and in fact no strict generalizations is possible. So most reliable data is due to Clark and Washington scientists, and who have so shown that on an average the following elements expressed in percentage terms of their oxides are present in the igneous rock. एवरेज केमिकल कंपोजिशन ऑफ इग्नियस रॉक का एक एवरेज दिखाएगा कि इतनी जैसे हर प्लेस पे पाई जा रही है, लेकिन उसमें एक केमिकल कंपोजिशन है वो जो रेशियो निकाला गया कि फिक्स, तो ये रहेगा ये कि जो उसको इग्नियस रॉक बनाएगा. क्या है एलिमेंट? SiO2 ऑक्साइड 59.4%, एल्यूमिना Al2O3 हम वैसे पढ़ते हैं. Al2O3 15.35, FeO 3.80, Fe2O3 3.08, and CaO 5.08, and MgO 3.49, Na2O 3.84, K2O 3.13, H2O 1.15, others 1.94%. From the above tables, it is clear that silica is the dominant constituent of the igneous rock. Subsequent chemical analysis as well as field observations have broadly confirmed these conclusions. Mineralogical compositions, igneous rock like others rock group are characterized by the abundance of only a few minerals. The following generalizations as given by Clark may be assumed as sufficiently accurate to indicate the relative abundance of different mineral in igneous rock. So table average mineralogical composition of igneous rock. Feldspar 59.5%, pyroxene and amphiboles ratios 16.8%, quartz 12%, biotite 3.8%, titanium 1.5%, apatite 0.6%, and accessory mineral 5.8%. It is evident from the above tables that most common minerals of igneous rocks are feldspar, amphiboles, and hornblende. Pyroxene, example augite, and quartz. Others are present only in subordinate amount. Thank you.